जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदनंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुनतीरवनचारी यमुनतीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामयी की यमुनमयी की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Śrī Guru and Śrī Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimiraandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Śrī Gurave Namaha. Śrī Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dada ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत मध्य लीला चैप्टर नंबर 11 श्लोका नंबर 62। स्नान यात्रा देखी प्रभुर हैल बड़ सुख ईश्वरेर अनवसरे पायल बड़ दुख स्नान यात्रा देखी प्रभुर हैल बड़ सुख ईश्वरेर अनवसरे पायल बड़ दुख स्नान यात्रा देखी प्रभुर हैल बड़ सुख ईश्वरेर अनवसरे पायल बड़ दुख। Mataji's. Snana Yatra, the bathing ceremony of Lord Jagannātha. Dekhi, seeing, Prabhura of Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu. Haila became Bada, very much. Sukha, happiness. Ishwarera of the Lord. Anavasare, during the pastime of retirement. Paila, got. Bada, very much. Dukha, unhappiness. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Upon seeing the bathing ceremony of Lord Jagannātha, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu became very happy. But when Lord Jagannātha retired after this ceremony, Lord Chaitanya became very unhappy because he could not see him. After the bathing ceremony of Śrī Caitanya, which takes place just a fortnight before Rath Yatra ceremony, the body of Lord Jagannāth's deity is repainted, and this takes just about a fortnight to complete. This period is called Anavasara. There are many who visit the temple to see Lord Jagannath regularly every day, and for them his retirement after the bathing ceremony is unbearable. Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu felt Lord Jagannath's absence from the temple very much. Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to all the devotees at ISKCON, Sydney. On this auspicious day of Snana Yatra, we are discussing from Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is observing this Snana Yatra ceremony. Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Krishna himself. It is Lord Krishna who descended on this planet in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with the mood of Srimati Radharani and also with the complexion of Srimati Radharani. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself in the mood of a devotee of Krishna, in the mood of the topmost devotee of Krishna. And in that mood of the topmost devotee of Krishna, Lord Chaitanya is experiencing deep separation from Krishna and taking darshan of Lord Jagannātha. And who is Jagannāth? Jagannāth is also not different from Krishna. Sei Gaura, Sei Krishna, Sei Jagannāth. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna and Lord Jagannath are all same in different forms. Lord Chaitanya is in the form of a sannyasi brahmana. Krishna is like a cowhead boy. And Jagannath ji is in the most ecstatic form with wide eyes, big smile, with his body, with his divine form manifesting symptoms of ecstasy in separation from Srimati Radharani. Lord Jagannath ji is in separation from Srimati Radharani. Jagannath ji is Krishna in separation from Radharani. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radharani in separation from Krishna. Right? Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, but he completely adopted the mode of Srimati Radharani. Radha Bhava Angikar, he has completely accepted the mode of Srimati Radharani and experiencing intense feelings of separation from Krishna. Krishna acting as Radharani. And who is Jagannath ji? Jagannath ji is missing, Jagannath ji is Krishna who is missing Srimati Radharani. Right? So both forms of the Lord are signifying the mode of separation, Vipralabha. Love of God is experienced in two flavors. One is Vipralambha, another is Sambhoga. Sambhoga is the joy of union, meeting the beloved, and Vipralambha is the pain of separation, missing the beloved. Right? Meeting the beloved and missing the beloved. So, and this Vipralambha Bhava, or the intense mode of separation, is what is the most special divine characteristic of especially Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. Right? So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exhibiting ecstatic mode of separation from Krishna, totally absorbed in the emotions of Srimati Radharani. As Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says in the Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita, Radha Bhavadyuti Subalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. So who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Who is Lord Gauranga? He is Krishna himself, but he has stolen the complexion of Radharani and also adopted the emotions of Radharani. Radha Bhava Dyuti Suvalitam. Naumi Krishna Swarupam. He is Krishna only. Right? So even Krishna becomes curious to understand the emotions of his devotees. Like you see, once Krishna took the form of Vatapatrashayi, means he became an infant baby, lied down on a banyan leaf and started sucking his own toe. Why? Krishna was very curious to understand the emotions of his devotees. Why my devotees are so attached to my lotus feet? Like honeybees are attracted to lotus, my devotees are always attracted to my lotus feet. Krishna's feet are like lotuses, and the devotees are like bees, sarangas, essence seekers. They are constantly hovering around the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, and Krishna becomes curious, what is so special about my lotus feet? And if he wants to taste his own toes, his own lotus feet, it doesn't look very good. A grown-up man putting his own toes in his mouth, and then people will see what has happened to him. Has he gone crazy or what? So, but when an infant baby does it, people say, oh, it's so sweet, so nice. So Krishna took the form of an infant baby and lied on this banyan leaf and started sucking his own toe. Therefore he became Vatapatrashayi. Kshirodaka Vishnu, Garbhodaka Vishnu, Karanodaka Vishnu. The Lord has so many sleeping forms. 3 sleeping forms. These 3 Vishnu forms of the Lord are called Purushavatāras. They orchestrate the creation and maintenance of this universe. Right? They are the 3 Paramatmas. Karanodaka Vishnu is the Paramatma of the entire material realm. And Garbhodaka Vishnu is the Paramatma of one individual universe. And Kshirodaka Vishnu is the Paramatma of all living entities and even atoms in this universe. But apart from these 3, Karanodaka Vishnu, Garbhodaka Vishnu, Kshirodaka, there is a Vatapatrashayi also. That is Krishna. And Vatapatrashayi wants to taste the nectar of his own lotus feet in the mode of his devotees, or to be curious. He was curious to understand the ecstasy of his devotees, but later he thought, no, just by sucking my own lotus feet, it's not sufficient. I need to actually adopt the emotions of Srimati Radharani, my topmost devotee. Then only I can actually experience the mood of separation, the mood of love, divine love. So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu adopted the complexion and emotion of Radharani, and he made Jagannath Puri his headquarters. His mother made that decision. Actually, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after taking sannyas, he wanted to go to Vrindavan. But somehow Nityananda Prabhu intervened and brought him to Advaitacharya's home, to Shantipur. At Shantipur, Mother Sachi also came there and saw Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the first time with shaved head. Oh my God. And she was so overwhelmed with motherly feelings. How can Nimai shave his head? She made Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sit on her lap and started embracing him and kissing him out of motherly affection. And long discussion, to keep it short, Mother Sachi said, if Nimai stays with me, then I'll be very happy. But if people criticize him, that, oh, even after taking sannyas, Nimai is staying at home with family and friends, not like a visit, he's staying there only. So people will criticize Nimai, that will bring great unhappiness to me. So she decided that let Nimai, means Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, stay in Jagannath Puri. Jagannath Puri and Bengal, they are like 2 rooms in the same home. Those who are staying in Jagannath Puri come to Bengal to take bath in Ganga river, and those who are staying in Bengal will go to Jagannath Puri to take darshan of Lord Jagannath ji. So we keep hearing about Lord Chaitanya, and that's how I will survive in this world. Although I am in separation from my beloved son, still if I keep hearing about the news about Lord Chaitanya, then I can survive, I can maintain my life. So to honor the desire of his mother, Sachi Mata, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made Jagannath Puri his headquarters. So when Mahaprabhu came to Jagannath Puri, along with Nityananda Mahaprabhu, Jagadananda, Damodar, Mukunda, when all these 4 devotees brought Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from Shantipur to Jagannath Puri. After reaching Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya thought, I need to go for a yatra. Which yatra? South India yatra. That too alone.
So he went for South India Yatra. 2 years Mahaprabhu was touring different holy places in the South India, and finally he came back to Jagannath Puri after 2 years. Mahaprabhu took sannyas at the age of 24, then couple of years went in Yatra, South India Yatra. Then maybe in 26, 27, Mahaprabhu came and settled there in Jagannath Puri, and so many devotees also made Jagannath Puri as his headquarters. For example, Govinda, Mahaprabhu's personal assistant, who is also a disciple of Ishwarapuri. And Swarupa Damodar Goswami, who is Mahaprabhu's very, very confidential associate, he also came to Jagannath Puri, he stayed there. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back from this South India Yatra, now that's where we are discussing today's 11th chapter. So he settled there. 10th chapter, like in Madhya Leela, there are 25 chapters. In the first 2 chapters, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami gives a summary of all the sannyas leelas of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he was thinking, oh my God, I might not be able to survive till I complete this book. Let me just give a summary now. So Madhya Leela, first and second chapters are a summary of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sannyas leela, Sesha Leela. Then 3rd chapter, he begins from the point where Mahaprabhu took sannyas. In the 3rd chapter, Sachimata decides that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stays in Jagannath Puri. Then at the end of 3rd chapter, Mahaprabhu travels to Jagannath Puri. On the way, he comes to this Ramuna temple, right, Khirchor Gopinath temple. There Mahaprabhu personally narrates this Madhavendra Puri story. Very beautiful story. Then Nityananda, Jagadananda, Damodara, Mukunda, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all of them go to Sakshi Gopal temple. There Nityananda Prabhu starts narrating the story of Sakshi Gopal. That is the 5th chapter. Then Mahaprabhu reaches Jagannath Puri. Of course, meanwhile, other small pastimes also happen. Nityananda Prabhu breaks the danda of Lord Chaitanya. Mahaprabhu becomes a little upset, and then he proceeds to Jagannath Puri alone. And as soon as he went to Jagannath's temple, he saw Jagannath, and he just fainted in ecstasy. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya revives him, gives him so much of love and affection like a father. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya at one point was a Mayavadi when he met Lord Chaitanya. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives his teachings to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and transforms him into a pure devotee, pure Vaishnava. So this is discussed in the 6th chapter. Now from 7th chapter, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's South India tour begins. 7th, 8th, 9th. 3 chapters describe Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's South India Yatra. Different places that he visited, different devotees that he met. Then 10th chapter he comes back to Jagannath Puri. Then meanwhile, through Pratapruddra Maharaj, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya arranges a beautiful home for Lord Chaitanya. That is Gambhira, Kashi Mishra's home. And Mahaprabhu starts staying there. And many devotees like Govinda, Sarvabhauma, Ramananda Rai, and Swarupa Damodar Goswami, they all come and settle in Jagannath Puri to be with Lord Chaitanya. That is the 10th chapter. Now 11th chapter onwards, we'll have some preparations for Jagannath Rath Yatra happening. So 11th chapter is Beda Kirtan pastimes, right? So Mahaprabhu, Beda Kirtan means Jagannathji temple is in middle, and around the temple there is some courtyard. So while singing and dancing, they circumambulate the temple of Jagannathji and do Kirtan, Sankirtan. That is called Beda Kirtan. So in that Beda Kirtan episode, in that Beda Kirtan pastimes chapter, 11th chapter only, there is a mention about Snana Yatra. That's what we just recited. Snana Yatra dekhi prabhura haila bada sukha. So Snana Yatra is the bathing ceremony of Lord Jagannath, and it is also considered the appearance of Lord Jagannathji. So Mahaprabhu celebrates Snana Yatra, and 12th chapter is Gundicha Marjan, then 13th chapter is Rath Yatra, 14th also is continuation of Rath Yatra, and then many other things happen. But just before Snana Yatra, just before Jagannath Rath Yatra, like 2 weeks before Jagannath Rath Yatra, this Snana Yatra happens. So Lord Jagannathji is in the temple of this Jagannath Puri, which is very magnificent, and only for Snana Yatra he comes out. Then he goes back in seclusion and his deity is painted after Snana Yatra. Then he comes out for Rath Yatra. So there are few instances where Jagannathji deities are brought out of temple, and Snana Yatra is one instance. Right? So in Snana Yatra, the deities are bathed. Generally, in any temple, the main deities are not bathed on a daily basis. Only the Utsava Murtis, also called Vijaya Murtis, the small deities, who are considered the replicas of the main deities, they are bathed. On a daily basis, the small deities of Radha Krishna or Gauranga, they are bathed. In Jagannath Puri, Lord Jagannātha, Baladev and Subhadra, their forms are wooden forms, right? Wooden deities. But the Utsava Murti or Vijaya Murti in the Jagannath temple is not in the form of Jagannath with his ecstatic eyes. So they are Madan Mohan deities, right? So they receive the bathing ceremony every day. But Snanayatra day is that special day where the main deities themselves are bathed, right? And also these deities are made of wood and they are painted with very natural colors. They are processed in a very specific manner. So after this bathing ceremony is done with so many auspicious ingredients, right? The paint of Jagannath ji just goes off. Then the deities are repainted. And during that repainting time, 15 days there is no darshan. Devotees won't be able to see darshan. That's what we are discussing today. Ishwarera anavasare paila bada dukkha. So seeing Snanayatra, Mahaprabhu became very happy. But during anavasara period, when Jagannath ji is like out of vision, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is feeling so much sadness. Right? In the mode of Srimati Radharani, he is feeling separation from Krishna. Right? So Snanayatra dekhi prabhura haila bada sukha. Seeing Snanayatra made Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very happy. Ishwarera anavasare paila bada dukkha. And seeing Anavasara ceremony, during Anavasara ceremony, paila bada dukkha. He was feeling intense separation and unhappiness. Right? So this is the meaning of the shloka. Now let's go a little deep into this appearance of Lord Jagannath ji. What is the significance of Krishna's manifestation as Jagannath? Jagannath is Lord of the universe. But this Jagannath ji has a very, very ecstatic form. With wide eyes, big smile, and his hands and legs are shrunk in ecstasy into his body. So the significance is that when great personalities experience ecstatic symptoms, they also experience very inconceivable bodily transformations. In fact, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's existence, his form itself is very inconceivable. How can you experience separation from yourself? Do you miss yourself? Yes, Monish? Do you miss yourself anytime? You miss your friends or parents or someone, but do you miss yourself anytime? No. Do you feel separation from yourself anytime? No. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself who is feeling separation from himself. This is inconceivable. How can one individual accept the mood of another individual and start feeling separation from his own self? Inconceivable. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that unless you understand the inconceivable potencies of the Supreme Lord, you cannot understand Gaura Tattva. Right? Gaura Tattva becomes very inconceivable to you if you don't acknowledge the Lord's inconceivable potencies. Once you accept that Krishna has inconceivable potencies, then you can conceive Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Tattva, right? Gaura Tattva. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikriter Hladini Shakti Rasmad Ekatma Nav Api Bhuvi Pura Deha Bhedau Gatau Tau Chaitanyakhyam Prakata Madhuna Tadvayam Chaikyamatam Radha Bhavadyuti Subalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Hladini Shakti Rasmat. All the pastimes of Radha and Krishna, Pranaya Vikritis, all the loving exchanges of Radha and Krishna are manifestations of Krishna's Hladini Shakti or the pleasure potency. Ekatma Nav Api Bhuvi Pura Deha Bhedau Gatau Tau. Ekatma, although they are one, Radha and Krishna are one. Still, Deha Bhedau, they have manifested in two forms, one female form, one male form, Radha and Krishna. For what? Ekatmanav api bhuvi pura deha bhedo gatauto. For what? For the purpose of experiencing loving pastimes, which are just manifestations of spiritual ecstasy, right? They are not ordinary loving exchanges between boys and girls in this material world, right? They are not manifestations of mundane lust. They are manifestations of spiritual love, which is way, way different from this mundane so-called loving exchanges between men and women in this world, right? Although they manifested themselves in two forms, Radha and Krishna, again they became one. Ekatmanav api bhuvi pura deha bhedau katau tau chaitanyakhyam prakata madhuna tadvayam chaikyamaptam. Although they are two, they became one again in the form of Chaitanya. Radha bhavadyuti subalitam naumi Krishna swarupam. That Krishna has accepted the bhava and duty. Bhava is emotion, duty is complexion of Radharani. Just imagine. Krishna is extremely beautiful. If there is anyone who is more beautiful than Krishna, that is only Srimati Radharani. Right? And if this Krishna, beautiful Krishna, covers himself with the beautiful complexion of Srimati Radharani, just imagine how beautiful he must be. That is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Saundarye kamakoti sakala jana samahladane chandrakoti vatsalye matrakoti tridasha vitapitopyadbhutau daryakoti gambhirye bodhikoti madhuramani sudhakshiramadhvika koti gauro devassa jiyat pranaya rasapade darshitascharya koti. So Saundarye Kamakoti. In beauty, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is equal to 10 million moons. 10 million cupids. Right? Saundarye Kamakoti. Kama is cupid. Right? Koti means 1 CR. 1 crore. Means 10 million. So 10 million cupids put together is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beauty. Saundarye Kamakoti. So this is Mahaprabhu's manifestation. He is Krishna himself. But in the mode of Srimati Radharani, experiencing intense separation from Krishna. Now coming to Jagannathji. Jagannathji, Snanayatra is considered the appearance of Lord Jagannathji. And when did Krishna manifest the form of Jagannathji? Whenever he thinks of Srimati Radharani and whenever he gets absorbed in the mood of in the mode of separation from Radharani, he manifests Jagannathji's form. And this happened very vividly once in Dwaraka. All the queens of Krishna in Dwaraka, they went to Rohini Mata one day. They asked, Rohini Mata, we wish to hear Krishna's childhood pastimes, Vrindavan pastimes. Because apart from Krishna and Balaram, the only one person who came from Vrindavan to Dwaraka, to Mathura and Dwaraka, is Rohini Mata. None of the Vrajavasis are staying in Mathura or Dwaraka. Only Krishna and Balaram shifted from Vrindavan to Mathura, later to Dwaraka, and along with them only Rohini Mata came because she is Vasudev's wife. But Rohini Mata was so fortunate that although she is Vasudev's wife and she happened to be in Dwaraka, participating in Krishna's Dwaraka Leela, she had the great fortune. No one else has that fortune, right? No Mathuravasi or no Dwarakavasi had the fortune of staying in Vrindavan for more than a decade and witnessing all the childhood pastimes of Krishna. Only Rohini Mata has, Balaramji's mother. Just imagine her position. So, Devaki Mata did not get this privilege. Vasudeva never got this privilege. None of the Dwarkavasis or Mathuravasis had this privilege. Akrura just went for a visit. Only one day. Uddhava went for visit. Only few months, couple of months. But Rohini Mata personally stayed and participated in Krishna's pastimes, and she even fed her own milk from her own body to Krishna. Sometimes Yashoda Mata feeds her milk to Balaramji. Sometimes Rohini Mata feeds her milk to Krishna. Like that, both mothers are taking, both mothers are feeding both the children. So, Rohini Mata had the experience of witnessing Krishna's childhood pastimes first hand. And all the queens of Dwaraka, went to Rohini Mata and said, we wish to hear Krishna's childhood pastimes. Because Krishna is always remembering Vrajavasis. Even in our presence, he says Gopi, Gopi, and he keeps on going into memories of Vrindavan. Not that these queens of Dwarka were envious of the Vrajavasis. On the spiritual plane, there is no envy as such. If there is envy, material envy in the hearts, they cannot even become personal associates of Krishna. Even when some devotees apparently manifest quote-unquote envy or little jealousy in their pastimes with Krishna, that is only to give loving pleasure to Krishna. Right? So there is no... The purpose of so-called envy is also giving pleasure to Krishna. For example, when Krishna is with another gopi, Radharani becomes upset. Right? Some transcendental envy manifests there. But that is just to enhance the loving exchanges. When Radharani becomes angry that Krishna is with someone else, and Krishna comes back and Radharani continues that man and continues to maintain that angry mood, and Krishna has to go and pacify, and that enhances the loving exchanges between Radha and Krishna. So in that sense, there is absolutely no envy. That's why all these people, the queens of Dwarka, they went to Rohini Mata and they said that Krishna is always remembering Vrajavasis, especially the gopis of Vrindavan. What did Krishna do so much with all these gopis and with all the gopas in Vrindavan? Why Vrindavan is so dear to his heart? We wish to know all these pastimes, right? Not out of like spying. What did my husband do in Vrindavan? Right? He had so many girlfriends there. So that's not the mood. They are in a mode of appreciation. Right? Actually, they themselves are 16,108 in number, by the way. There is enough scope to be envious of each other. Right? But even when Satyabhama sometimes becomes little aggressive, saying that, oh Krishna, why did you give Parijata flower to Rukmini Devi? Why not me? Krishna says, I'll give you a plant. Why flower? I'll give an entire plant. So he just gets it for her. All these are basically to enhance the loving mode of Krishna's Madhurya pastimes. And this Madhurya is not like manifestation of material lust at all, although it seems sometimes, and it is described sometimes by common people in this world. Sutta Goswami says, Uddama bhava pishuna malaval guhasa vridavaloka nihato madano piyasa sammuhya chapamajahat pramadottabasta yasyendriyam vimathitum kuhakairna sekuhu. Uddama bhava pishuna malaval guhasa. All these beautiful queens of Dwarka like Satyabhama, Rukmini Devi, Jambavati, Mitravinda, Kalindi, Nagnajiti, Lakshmana, all the Satya, all these main queens of Vrindavan, they, main queens of Dwarka, they had such exquisite, beautiful smiles, beautiful feminine features, but Krishna is not attracted to their feminine features. Of course, their feminine features also are manifestation of Krishna's internal potency, but what is being highlighted here is Krishna is more attracted to their devotion, their heart, more than their form. In this material world, the attraction between men and women is oftentimes because of attraction towards the physical form, especially when they are in young age. Right? There is too much of attraction to the external form, and maybe some emotional bonding. Even the emotions are also on material platform. Whether it is physical attraction or emotional attraction, it's primarily on the material platform where they derive some kind of personal enjoyment in each other's company. But all these queens of Dwarka, they completely offer themselves for service of Krishna. Even though each queen had hundreds and thousands of maid servants, each queen will personally serve Krishna. Right? So, and Krishna is unaffected in their association by any lusty tendencies. When Cupid comes, generally the attraction between male and female in this world is inspired by Cupid, Kandarpa, Cupid. But when this Cupid comes to Dwaraka, he has no role to play. Already Krishna and his queens are attracted to each other. So where is the possibility of Cupid playing any role there? Because material Cupid has no role to play in the pastimes of Krishna, with his queens or the gopis, their pastimes are on spiritual plane, not on material plane. Because material Cupid has no role to play. Materialist means material Cupid has to play a role. But material Cupid has no role to play in Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's Madhurya pastimes. Therefore, it's not material lust. Right? So these queens, they are so appreciative of Vrajavasis, and they just wanted to know Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes. Then Rohini Mata said, I can narrate these pastimes of Krishna to all of you, but please understand that Krishna should not hear. Balaramji should not hear. If they both hear these pastimes, they will go into ecstasy. I won't be able to continue the narration. Right? Ensure that you don't allow them to hear. I said, fine. They, in a big hall, they sat, and all the queens are sitting there, and Subhadra was chosen to go as a doorkeeper, gatekeeper, Jaya and Vijaya. So she is like gatekeeper, and the arrangement is that as soon as she sees Krishna and Balaram coming that side, towards that hall, that palace, she should immediately indicate that to Rohini Mata, so that Rohini Mata would stop her narration. Right? There's a pause in the katha. And when they pass by, then she will continue the katha. That's the arrangement made. So Rohini Mata is very wonderfully, ecstatically narrating all these pastimes of Krishna, and Subhadra was missing all this. She is feeling separation from Krishna's narration. Just like the devotee is opening the door and peeping inside. Just now, coincidence. Subhadra is also opening the door and then peeping inside. What's happening? What did she speak? What is she speaking? Then Krishna and Balaram came there after some time. Why is our sister peeping into this door, and what's happening there? Is she seeing something? Is she hearing something? So Krishna came on one side of Radha and one side of Subhadra. Balaram came on one side of Subhadra. All three siblings, they are just peeping into the door and then saying, oh, what's happening? And they heard this wonderful ecstatic pastimes of Krishna and Balaram in Vrindavan. And their forms transformed. Their eyes became so big, so wide, with divine ecstasy. Their smile became so wide, and their limbs were shrunk into their bodies. So this level of ecstasy we cannot experience many times in this world. At the max, when we are too happy, too excited, we laugh and we laugh and we laugh, and we may have some tears in the eyes. Did you sometimes have some tears in the eyes because of laughing too much? Maybe you may have some pain somewhere here and there. Oh, I cannot laugh anymore. Oh, enough. Right? That's the greatest ecstasy that a conditioned soul can manifest when they are joyful. Right? The real joy is on the spiritual plane. When somebody is really ecstatic, their body becomes completely deformed. Right? This happened in the Antya-Leela of Chaitanya Charitamrita. When Mahaprabhu goes into divine ecstasy, his joints get disconnected, and his whole body becomes like a bag of bones. Right? It becomes elongated, or it becomes condensed. It becomes like a ball, or it becomes like too elongated, or he becomes like a sack of bones. So then he comes back to normal when there is ecstatic Sankirtan, and that's where devotees become very anxious. Oh my God, my Mahaprabhu is like this. He's not at all externally conscious. So in this Mahabhava, especially Krishna manifested this form of Jagannathji when he heard the pastimes of Vrindavan, especially in the mode of separation from Vrindavan, in the mode of separation from Brajavasis, in the mode of separation from Srimati Radharani. Right? That is the appearance of Jagannathji, and that's where we are celebrating Snana Yatra. Snana Yatra is the appearance of Lord Jagannātha. So appearance of Jagannathji is nothing but Krishna transformed himself into Jagannathji when he is feeling separation from Vrindavan, Vrajavasis, and especially Srimati Radharani. So Jagannathji is Krishna in separation from Radha, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radha in separation from Krishna. Right? So now these two are meeting. Krishna in the mode of Radharani, in separation from Krishna, and Jagannathji in the mode of Krishna in separation from Radharani, they both are meeting in Jagannatha Rath Yatra. After 2 weeks it happens, right? So, one more important episode, important facet of this pastime is Krishna Katha is so attractive to the heart. Krishna Katha is so enchanting, so absolute and so spiritual, so nectarian, that Krishna Katha can give ecstasy even to Krishna also. Let's go to Ramayana for a moment. We are shifting from Bhagavatam to Chaitanya Charitamrita now. Let's go to Ramayana for a moment. When Lava and Kusha were narrating Ram Katha, pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, what is the time for? 8:30. When should we start? Oh, we have 10 minutes, right? Yeah. So, when Lava and Kusha were narrating Ram Katha in Ayodhya, they were the sons of Sita Mata, and they were not aware that Ram is their own father. But their Guru Valmiki wrote Ramayana and very nicely narrated that Ramayana, taught that Ramayana to Lava and Kusha. They have learned the art of singing Ramayans with so much ecstasy. So beautifully they are going to different places and reciting Ramayana. And they came to Ayodhya also. And Lord Ramachandra was sitting on this high throne, and Lava and Kusha are very nicely narrating this pastime. Then so many Ayodhyavasis are there, and they are narrating Ramayana. Then Ram went into ecstasy. He was sitting alone on the throne, and he is unable to get that full ecstasy because he saw that his devotees are more ecstatic than himself. He is feeling some ecstasy, definitely, his heart is melting, but still he noticed that all the devotees are experiencing more ecstasy than himself. How? He thought, I'm missing something. Let me just go. So Ram descended from the throne. Nobody noticed it, because they are so absorbed in Ram Katha that they did not notice Ram. Right? So they, as soon as they hear one beautiful point or beautiful episode from Ramayana, they are sharing that joy with each other. They are saying, oh, wonderful. When you love some point, you look at the devotee neighboring to you, and then you just share that joy with them, with smiles, with happiness. So Ram also he descended from the throne. He was holding his ornaments like this so that they wouldn't make some sound. Right? The kings wear like so many beautiful ornaments, right? they may make some sound, noise. So he slowly descended from the throne and joined the crowd. He sat next to the crowd, between normal Ayodhyavasis. And then he started experiencing ecstasy of hearing Ram Katha. So they are sharing his joy, they are sharing their joy with him, and he is sharing their joy with them. So like that he heard. So what is the lesson here? Krishna Katha or Rama Katha or Gauranga Katha or Jagannath Katha, any Katha about the Supreme Lord and His divine pastimes is so absolute and so enchanting and so enlivening to the hearts that devotees experience ecstasy. Even the Lord also experienced ecstasy. Right? So Lord Ramachandra was experiencing so much ecstasy hearing Ramayana. He went into mode of separation from Sita Devi. Right? So, because when Lava and Kusha were describing Sundarakanda especially, they narrated how much Sita Mata experienced excruciating pain and separation from Lord Ramachandra, and how much Ram experienced so much of pain and separation from Sita Devi while sitting in Kishkindha. And that 1 year phase in their life where both Ram and Sita are in intense feelings of separation from each other, that during that phase they experienced divine ecstatic symptoms. Right? So their love for each other enhanced. It went to its limits, summits. Similarly, when Krishna was leaving Vrindavan, when Akrura came, he was taking away Krishna and Balram, Srimati Radharani experienced the intense pain of separation from Krishna. Many times it's described how much the gopis experienced the separation from Krishna, but it's not sufficiently described how much Krishna experienced separation from the gopis. And in Dwaraka, Krishna is also in Mathura, Krishna was also experiencing separation from Srimati Radharani. And especially in Vrindavan, especially in Dwaraka, he is experiencing even more separation. At least in Mathura, there is the places are close by. In separation, Krishna had sent Uddhava to Vrindavan. Uddhava, please take my message. Meet Radharani, meet Gopis, meet all the Vrajavasis, give my message. Then he went to Dwaraka, and even in his sleep he was remembering Radharani, Krishna, Radharani, the Gopis and all. So, just as Ram was experiencing separation from Sita and Sita was experiencing separation from Ram when Ravana kidnapped, in one sense Ravana did a great service. From one perspective, what he did is a very heinous act from external perspective. From another perspective, because of Ravana's intervention, there is some separation between Sita and Ram for 1 year, and that separation made them completely absorbed in love for each other and experience very, very divine ecstatic symptoms within, spiritual joy. You can go to 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 19th chapter, I think 6th or 7th purport Prabhupada writes. From an external perspective, Ram going and Lord Ramachandra going and retrieving Sita, protecting Sita is like is giving a message to all of us that dharmic people, those who follow dharma, should protect their wives at any cost. They can go. Ram went to the extent of fighting with a big Rakshasa dynasty to protect his wife. So that is one dharma perspective. Right? But from deeper rasa perspective, Ram and Sita were experiencing Vipralambha rasa. Their love for each other is getting more and more condensed, right, in separation. Now coming back to Krishna Leela, so Krishna was experiencing intense separation from Radharani when he is in Dwaraka and also in Mathura. Right? Intense separation. And that's how he manifests Jagannathji's form. And Radharani there, she also experiences intense separation from Krishna. And one day in Kurukshetra they happen to meet with each other, but Radharani did not experience so much of ecstasy seeing Krishna, because Krishna is in the form of a very royal prince surrounded by all the chariots and ministers and soldiers and kings and elephants and horses, not surrounded by gopis, cows, calves, peacocks, monkeys, butterflies, parrots. That's the form that Radharani is accustomed to more. Radharani is accustomed to seeing this Vrindavan form of Krishna, then she started missing Vrindavan form of Krishna even more. See, when you are missing somebody, after a long separation, you again went and met them, and after meeting them, you are experiencing more separation than when you are away. That is Radharani's condition at that moment, right? So she started experiencing more separation from Krishna, seeing him in this attire than before. At least till now, she was having a hope that, I will one day see Krishna again back, Krishna see again back. But then she said, I never wanted to see Krishna in this form. Like a royal prince driving on chariots. We are accustomed to driving on bullock carts, not big royal chariots. We are accustomed to cows, not these elephants. Or horses. We are accustomed to cowhead boys. Krishna doesn't even wear shoes in Vrindavan. He walks barefoot. So simple village boy. This form of Krishna is characterized by innocence, sweetness, but simplicity. But Dwarka form of Krishna is characterized by grandeur, majesty, opulence. And seeing that opulent and majestic and grand form of Krishna, Radharani felt even more separation. And within her heart, she was pulling Krishna back to Vrindavan. And all the gopis were doing the same thing. And that is Jagannath Rath Yatra. Now if you see the 13th chapter, the heartfelt expressions of Radha and Krishna means Jagannath and Lord Chaitanya. Jagannath is Krishna in separation from Radharani, sitting on the chariot. Mahaprabhu is Radharani in separation from Krishna, standing in front of the chariot, dancing in front of the chariot. Now there is a big dialogue, right? Big dialogue between them. That's like heart-melting episode. 13th chapter of Madhya Leela. It is Madhya Leela. It has 25 chapters. The Madhya of Madhya Leela. 13th is the middle number, right? So 13th chapter is like a divine description of the emotions of Radha and Krishna for each other when they took the forms of Jagannath and Lord Chaitanya. So before that episode comes, Here is Snana Yatra, where devotees go into deep joy of seeing Jagannath ji, who has been caught up in the temple only throughout the year, but now he just came out to give his divine darshan on the platform while he was bathing, while being bathed in some auspicious substances, ingredients by the loving devotees. They got so much of ecstasy, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in deep reverence and appreciation and love and affection for Jagannath ji in the mode of Srimati Radharani when he saw like that. And Mahaprabhu's associates are very nicely assisting Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in experiencing his mood. Whenever Mahaprabhu goes into ecstasy, deep ecstasy in the mode of Srimati Radharani, his loving associates like Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar Goswami, they both assist Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in tasting those emotions of Radharani. They would sing the songs of Jayadeva Goswami, Chandidas, and some songs of Radha and Krishna to kind of pacify Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he goes into deep mood of ecstasy, right, in the mode of Srimati Radharani. And again, during the Anavasara ceremony, after Snana Yatra is over, Jagannath ji is taken and he develops some kind of transcendental fever also later. So when the deities are being painted, darshan is not there, and Mahaprabhu again goes into deep separation. This is how love is experienced in the mode of with the joy of union and with the pain of separation. A period of separation will help us experience the joy of union better, right? And this joy of union will help us sustain during the period of separation, right? When we are separated from the beloved, all the memories of loving exchanges with them when we were together, they will nourish us, right? And we will go deeper into those moments, because the moments will just pass by. When you are spending some time with a beloved person, 1 hour you have spent, the 1 hour will just pass in 1 hour, 60 minutes, 60 into 60 seconds, that's all. It just passes by. But the memories of that 1 hour, the inspiration that you accumulated for that 1 hour, the kind of lessons that you have learned, the kind of realizations that you got, this 1 hour can expand into 1 year or 10 years or 100 years, and that's where we see hundreds and thousands of pages of commentaries are coming out by acharyas. Acharyas are writing so many commentaries explaining the deep emotions. That emotional moment may be just few minutes only, but that's described so elaborately. Now we have to take darshan of the deities. We'll conclude. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.